Scholars, welcome your faces back to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, and we are back we're still in the office. We will be doing more green screen shenanigans. Like I said, I've been trying to experiment and improve. If you watch some of my other videos, I've done a lot better about editing and trying to make it more clean and crisp. Even with, buying new equipment, got a new mic that sounds more podcasty. I'm trying to experiment. Yes, I don't have to go the extra mile, but I like going the extra mile. It's fun. It's a hobby. I enjoy being creative. Like I used to be an artist. I used to draw. Then I also used to write, and I kind of go through phases. And at doing video editing and my skits and all that stuff, that's kind of where I'm at with my hobby, and I enjoy it. So I put a lot more effort into that. But I do like the simple reacting because I'm an opinionated person. I like talking to you guys. I like seeing your reactions and having a conversation with you guys. It's a good time. But you know what's not a good time? Well, we'll hold on to that nugget before we're going to get to the comment of the day. Comment of the day. Let's get into it.
Comment of the day!
Would have been really bad to do a whole video of that. We got Psych. By the way, yes, I was lazy, didn't put it into the OBS, so here it is. No fancy background or anything. Finally, no AI slop intro and on the desk where it's straight to the point. Listen, I know my intros can be long-winded, but that's how I make it personable. It's also when usually the long or the one where it's not scripted or it's not edited. So you get more raw reaction, and that's what you can expect from my videos. It's going to be raw reaction, baby. We go in raw. No AI slop. I have to address this. I'm not opposed of using AI. I will continue to use AI. One, because I'm not a $1 billion company that can afford to pay people. I literally work a 9 to 5. It's actually 7 to 3, but I work a 9 to 5. I don't have all day to spend learning on how to be professional, though I would love to learn to be professional on like Adobe and Blender. I still use Sony Vegas because it's simple and easy for me when I come to editing. I would love to do some cool shit. I also don't want to spend $100. Probably be more because I would have to update my banner and my actual channel logo. I would have to spend quite a bit of money for a very nice intro and stuff like that. And I would rather use those resources elsewhere. I'm going to be honest. Like I just bought a new mic. It was like almost it's a $400 mic. And it's a nice mic for the podcasting and for talking and doing green screen stuff. I would rather put effort into that than an intro, like a 10-second intro. Especially when AI can do it for free. Like it's literally free. I have no qualms for casuals. For indies, for people like me who it's not my job and we're not making thousands of dollars. I mean, I'm making a couple hundred, but like I said, all those resources go to equipment. That's where I'm at. Hell, I've yet to even make custom emotes for members, and I feel really bad because I have some dedicated people that are still subscribing as members, even though I haven't done anything for members and like 3 months. I feel so bad. But I haven't even made like custom emotes for them. That being said, I'm not upset about that. Like, I just want to be clear. I appreciate the honesty, especially coming from them. I will be doing desk. Don't worry. The whole desk thing is not changing. I know that some people like that feel. They like that, or the originality of itself is the fact that it's my environment that you got accustomed to. It feels, for some people, it feels more genuine than a green screen. Everyone's different. I'm going to mix and match. I hear you loud and clear. The AI, I'm going to continue using that intro. It is what it is. It's a lot nicer than, it's quick, it's easy, it's a lot cleaner than anything I can make right now. It is what it is. But I do respect and appreciate the honesty. Like comments like this are not hateful. I didn't take it as hate. They're giving their opinion. I hear you loud and clear. Do not worry. The good old desk is not being replaced. You know, I have this whole setup. I have 2 cameras. I'm not giving it up. We're gonna do a mix and balance. That's what you can expect. So that we're gonna be doing our Fallout at the desk, our Fallout Las Vegas that the community has voted on. We'll be doing that. Yes, I know this intro is it's like 5 minutes in, but I don't give up because we're about to talk about a situation that isn't so positive, or at least we're gonna react to something that's not positive. So let's just jump into that, shall we? This is the IGN's review for Mouse PI for Hire review. Now, I have not played this game. It's always like when there's drama that I get sucked into understanding like new games, and then that's usually how I start playing. It's always drama that brings things to the spotlight that makes me say, hey, I want to play that. Pragmata was one of them. Funny enough, Pragmata, the whole drama caused me to play it, and I had a really good time. Beat that game, won 100% it later. Great experience. But IGN, this review has gotten so much hate. In fact, if I refresh it, if we're using extensions to see. Yeah. Wait, did it drop? What the hell? It was like 26K dislikes, and it changed. Y'all saw that, right? Like, it was a lot of dislikes. Okay, that's not sussy at all. Oh, even Moist Critical might be the worst review I've ever seen. Okay, so we're going to review this. I have seen clips of statements from this person. I fully believe this is why game journalists is a dying profession, and we can replace them with people who actually play games. We're just gonna. I don't want to taint the conversation right off the rip. I want to experience it, not just from clips, but actually experience it for myself. So let's jump in and see what all the frustration and backlash IGN has received. What's it all about?
I love noir. I'll take all kinds. The hard-boiled detective, the seedy crime story, neo-noir, classic pulp, you name it, I'm buying.
Okay.
So when Mouse PI for Hire sauntered onto my screen the way Ilsa walks into Rick's in Casablanca, I was pretty excited about it. But noir isn't just an aesthetic to be thrown on like an old coat as you're leaving your office at the behest of a leggy blonde. While Mouse PI for Hire clearly understands the style and tropes of...
We're 26 minutes in, and this review is what I like to call word salad. People will say a lot of shit to sound smart and clever. I hate those reviews. Like, I hate talking to those people. I hate listening to those people. It is so absurd. Just talk about the fucking game. 26 seconds. It feels like we're reviewing a book or something.
Classic noir films and novels, as well as 1930s cartoons more broadly, it doesn't seem to get why those things are there or how they're used to tell compelling stories. By fusing a hard-boiled detective mystery with a fast, retro-styled FPS, developer Fumi Games has made a shooter that is thematically incoherent, with the apparent aspirations of its story contradicted at every point by the actual action. Of all the Steam libraries and all the PCs in all the world, Mouse PI for Hire walked into mine, and I wish I liked it more than I do.
It's over. You got nowhere left to run. I run toward the dream. A bright future ruled by...
Cheesy. Real cheesy, Jack.
Nice.
Mouse follows Jack Pepper, a private eye in a world where everyone is a mouse, after Wanda Fuller from the Mouseburg Herald sets him on the case of a missing magician.
I can give you more than a crumb, Jack. I can give you a magician.
As you'd expect, that spirals into a much bigger conspiracy that includes an attempt on a mayoral candidate's life and racially motivated mouse-on-mouse violence as bigger mice oppress the smaller shrews.
My buddy got nabbed for just being a shrew.
Same as it ever was, even in Mouseburg, and the requisite twists and turns you'd expect from any good detective story.
So far, I'm not seeing the problem. Like, it feels very noir, and he's investigating. So, what am I missing here?
Make this tale solid enough.
I was in too deep.
Way deeper than I signed up for.
What bothers me, however, is how overly referential so much of it is. The world is full of mice, so everything is about cheese. Everything. A bad guy? He's a cheese.
You know, it's like critiquing Minecraft about everything being referenced to blocks. Man, guys, I hate Minecraft. It's so much blocks.
Legger.
These cheese leggers.
Too much cheese. Oh my God. 7 out of 10. Too much cheese. Like, no dip. It is like, this isn't a game that obviously doesn't take itself seriously. It literally even says cheesable sub. It's like, how can you play this? And it's not like this is like Fast and the Furious and they do crazy shit, but they're trying to take it seriously. Like, it's not like, you know, they're trying to go to the moon and try to be an actual serious movie. Like, it's not the same. It's very much cartoony. Like, it's on the nose, duh, but so were most cartoons.
In on the shrew record.
Run into a lady mouse with a sultry voice. It'll be described as
Gorgonzola picante slapped on a mozzarella platter.
someone need to assure you they're telling the truth.
Swear on my mama's cottage curds.
This is charming initially, then it never stops. Everything is a reference to the fact that everyone is a mouse and mice like cheese, and when it's not, instead it'll be a reference to an old cartoon, or the fact that this is a video game.
When you jump, just act like you didn't.
I should have probably guessed the former when one of the first things I saw was a steamboat named Willie, but at least that and the reference-heavy power-ups are cute.
Okay.
Constant callbacks to classic films or other video games? Not so much. And it does.
Like, why is that a problem? It's a cartoon. And everyone knows that this is kind of like referential to Disney and Mickey Mouse. It's very much like referential. I see so many different like versions of what could be considered a Mickey Mouse character. Like Pete. I'm pretty sure I saw Pete and Goofy. Like, come on.
Doesn't end there. A boss fight in the sewers? It's a literal alligator because of course it is.
What? So you're upset because the Goofy cartoon makes a lot of referentials, talks about cheese, is too much of a first person shooter. It has a gator in the sewers. Like it. I hate reviewers like this because they don't know that here's the bottom dollar. They look at everything like it needs to be a Last of Us or The Walking Dead, Tall Tales. Everything needs to be on point story. Every aspect of it has to make sense. You can't just have stupid fun. You just can't have a game that's just stupid fun. That's just goofy and silly. That's what it does. It doesn't take itself seriously. And that's why I hate reviewers, because they're not reviewing on how fun something is. They review how good, like, it feels like, you know what this is? This is the perfect example. You know what it sounds like so far? He sounds like one of the judges. And when I went to a drama tournament, like we used to compete in like different categories, like we'd have humorous interpretation or dramatic interpretation or duets where you'd work together as a team. They would rank you, they would judge you, give you criticisms of why they ranked you the way they ranked you, and you would try to win medals. I was on that, right? I used to do that with speech and debate. That was the Wamba combo. He sounds like a judge that's judging at a high school level, like debate, or not debate, drama. You're criticizing things that don't make sense for this game. Like, I have not played the game, full disclosure, but watching it and looking at it compared to what he's saying, I can already tell you this is supposed to be a very not serious, fun game. Silly, goofy. This isn't drama. This isn't like a play. This isn't like a book. This isn't movie. We're not watching Mission Impossible where you're going to critique, all these stunts and shit. You're playing a silly game. It's like watching Tropic Thunder and complaining that it's too goofy or too silly. Well, actually, if they did that, if they were in Vietnam, they would all be dead. Like, what? What?
If you're looking for the cheese-liking foreman, Jack will quip that he doesn't look like much of a boss,
More like a mini boss.
and then laugh at his own joke. The voice actor is led by
But that's funny. It's cheesy. It's funny. Bro, just because you don't have a sense of humor, again, a game that's not taking it so seriously.
Troy Baker do an admirable job with what they have, but nothing in Mouseburg is allowed to just be. It has to be a mouse reference or a literally cheesy one-liner.
Cheddar, what's wrong with Gouda?
No good if you broke, Jack.
That's funny. Like, bro, I imagine that this reviewer has a stick up their ass. I would not want to be friends with you. I wouldn't want to be family with you. I would hope that I wasn't even adopted by you. There's no fucking way you could take a game like this and be such a fucking stick in the grass, stick in the mud.
Reference to something else.
Ticket seller, I'm going on a perilous journey, so I need your strongest tickets.
It's hard to care about anything in Mouse PI for Hire because it never stops making jokes about everything.
Here's Jacko.
It just wants to remind you of
But it's so funny. That's a good one. Here's Jacko. Come on. Okay, you can criticize that they might go over the top, but he's not criticizing it from the fact that, okay, it gets old. He's criticizing it because it's even making the jokes.
other better things. Surely that's enough, right?
Time to find someone higher up.
You enjoy all the killing, that's why.
At
Yeah.
least the shooting is better.
Yeah.
This is the latest in a wave of boomer shooters inspired by old school FPSs like Doom or Quake, and it's a decent one at that. You start with a pistol in Jack's fists, but you'll soon acquire a shotgun, dynamite, a James gun, which is just a Tommy gun, and more unique stuff like the Devarnisher, which shoots what looks like Elmer's glue that melts the flesh from your enemies.
Okay, this feels like an actual review, and you've already convinced me that I might actually want to play this.
Bones, leaving only a skeleton.
Yeah, that's sick.
Throw in stuff like a double jump, dash, spinning tail for hovering, and a slide, and Jack's got some stylish moves when the bad guys
Yeah,
show
this
up.
seems
This
great.
ain't Quake, but it does feel good. It doesn't hurt that all of it, from reload animations to random conversations, is rendered in an absolutely gorgeous black and white mix of sprite work and 3D models. The world building may be thin.
So all you need to do is cut all the bullshit, and for the past minute, that should be your review. You actually sound like a game reviewer in this moment. It feels like you're talking actually about the game, and you're not huffing and puffing some paint.
But Mouse PI for Hire is still dressed to the nines. Even here, though, I have issues.
Oh
Weapons
my
can
God.
feel weak, especially the shotgun. It's got the audio kick of a pop gun, and there's a strange disconnect to seeing something that sounds like a kid's toy blow off some poor mouse's head as you paint the white of the world with black ichor that spews from his neck.
Okay.
Enemies mostly come out of doors marked with a skull that you can't enter, robbing these areas of anything remotely resembling a sense of place. Levels also really like to pull the "we're gonna lock you."
I hate to tell you that there are so many games, and I'm just going to use one that comes off the top of my head. Destiny. You could even say Warframe. There's certain doors that you can't pass through that are just black, or the enemies just come out of. This is normal for like a lot of games. They spawn through doors, they come through buildings that you can't go into. Hell, even Borderlands has enemies come out of buildings that you can't enter. Why is that a critique?
You in a room and throw baddies at you until they're dead, or you are shtick. A little too much for my taste.
So you're complaining that they throw a bunch of enemies for you to fight. 7 out of 10, too many enemies to fight. So again, this is the Walking Dead Tall Tales and the Last of a situation where you need less enemies. It has to be more cinematic, more story driven. Like, bitch, this sounds like a good fucking game. If I'm all fighting people and slaying, like, that's what I want in a first person shooter. I want to shoot my gun.
None of this is game-breaking. The combat is fundamentally good enough to carry you to the end of the roughly 12-hour campaign, but sometimes it feels like being at a show that's never quite bad enough to leave. And at least on the normal difficulty, health items are so generous there's rarely a challenge. Like any good boomer shooter, there are plenty of secrets to.
So you're criticizing the easier level for being easier. You're criticizing the difficulty of, like, the fact that it's more generous of healing in the easier mode. Have you ever played video games?
Find newspapers, weapon upgrades, schematics, baseball cards, and so on. Fragile walls to blow up, and even lock safes to open with your tail, which pulls double duty as a lockpick. Some of these locks are on a time limit, or must be solved in a limited number of moves, and you only get one shot at the good stuff they hold. Others are so easy you could probably solve them by letting an actual mouse run across your keyboard. It's very jarring.
So you're ups. I cannot understand, out of all the things to complain lockpicking, have you ever played Skyrim or Oblivion, where the lockpicking is essentially the same and it like the process is the same? Bro, I'm sorry. It's so hard to take shit serious when all the criticism is on the smallest shit possible. How big of a fucking disappointment is it that you have to focus on this small shit like this to give some kind of criticism because you spent like 30 minutes talking about it being cheesy?
Once you're done with the level, it's back to the hub, which encompasses Jack's office, the local bar, store, weapon upgrade shop, and so on. My favorite thing here is the baseball card minigame you can play at the bar. You'll switch between pitching and being at bat, and using the cards in your hand, players and abilities, to try to score as many runs as you can. It's fun. What I like less is the whole being a detective thing, mostly because I never actually got to do it. Any clues you find will be pinned to Jack's caseboard, and once you get them there, Jack will just intuit where to go. Work on your part required. What's the point of being a gumshoe if all the answers are handed right to me?
Better check it out. It began with a call. Routine. Familiar.
That brings me to one of my major problems with Mouse PI for Hire. Look, I hate to be that guy who brings up loot.
You know, when someone says, I hate to be that guy, you know they always are that guy. No one who hates to actually be that guy says that they hate to be that guy. This person is that guy.
Narrative dissonance in a video game review in the year of our Lord 2026, and if you're rolling your eyes right now, I can't blame you, but it's an actual issue here. Jack Pepper is a PI who kills more people in a single mission than Philip Marlowe has in every book Raymond Chandler ever wrote combined. I don't care how corrupt the cops are. A private detective can't break into a police station and slaughter them en masse and then...
There is no fucking way. You are upset because he's fighting mobsters and corrupt police, and because, well, in real life, actually, an investigator wouldn't be doing that. You know, I don't like it. It's not realistic, and I don't appreciate you. It's a fucking video game. It's not supposed to be serious. This isn't role play. This isn't The Last of Us. It's a fucking goofy, silly cartoon first-person shooter. How does this person have a job? Go review movies. Go review books. Do not review a video game ever again. This has got to be the that is your biggest problem is, guys, I'm so upset that the first-person shooter has too much shooting, and you're shooting bad guys. That's unrealistic.
Go about his day. In one particularly nonsensical scenario, Jack inadvertently burns down an opera house to save a guy running for mayor, and he ends up fighting an opera singer and shoots her. Is she dead? Did I just...
I cannot take this serious anymore. You're upset because the Goofy Silly game does something goofy and silly. A game that you've already stated has corrupt cops. And just by looking at the icon of the boss tells me that this chick is probably also corrupt in some way. Or is a bad guy for some reason. And you're so worried about the realism of a game where you're playing as a mouse.
kill an actress for being angry I burned down her workplace? If I didn't, have I left her alive and unconscious inside a burning building?
Well, Billy Stone did get blown to Kingdom Come.
Mouse PI for Hire doesn't tell me, and it doesn't seem to care either.
No, because it's a goofy, silly game.
Way.
Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
None of this is to say that noir cannot or should not be violent, but the violence usually has a purpose. Much of Elliot Chase's seminal novel Black Wings Has My Angel is about robbing an armored car, but the book builds to that. It's a big deal when it finally happens.
You're talking about a fucking book, you dumb bitch. I'm sorry, I'm getting more aggressive because I'm literally losing brain cells at this drama judge. Like, this sounds like a drama judge would say. Like, and I've had judges where they have nothing to actually criticize you, and so they literally just say bullshit to make it seem like they gave you some feedback. Next time, you might want to wear a better suit, because I can see your neck a little bit, and you like, or the ones when you see your fellow, like this is the girls in my team, that would be like, you show a little too much cleavage. Could you button up a little bit? Like, that's the kind of shit that this guy sounds like. Like, bro, shut the fuck up.
Characters have to reckon with the fallout once it does. Jack Pepper, on the other hand, is a walking catastrophe, and nobody in Mouseburg seems to care. He largely gets to go about his business and is portrayed as a down-on-his-luck everyman PI, like the characters who inspired him, when he is, at best, a mass murderer.
You implying something, Mr. Pepper?
Me? Imply? Never. I just connect the dots.
Does that make for a more fun video game? Maybe.
Yes. Yes, because it's a first-person shooter game. So, of course, there's going to be more enemies and situations just because it's a video game. I have never heard someone complain that there's too many enemies or you play a first-person shooter and you shoot too much. This is almost as retarded as the Halo developer that said that they didn't believe in making guns or weapons in gaming, and yet they worked for Halo, a first-person shooter. That was a real developer saying that they were against guns, and they made weapons in the fucking Halo franchise.
But it's bad noir and a worse detective tale.
Because it's a first-person shooter!
In the story's Mouse PI for Hire references, violence is an unfortunate but unavoidable part of the human experience that shatters the people it touches. Here, it's just entertainment, and that weakens...
Yes! It's entertainment because it's a video game!
...the whole concept. But Will, you might say, this is a goofy Looney Tunes FPS. Why
He said the thing we were all thinking. Yes, it's a goofy Looney Tunes game. I wonder why it's not realistic or it doesn't take itself serious. Man, you know, I love that episode where Bugs Bunny actually acts like a rabbit. Or I love the part where Coyote and Roadrunner actually acted like real animals and they weren't like dropping pianos on each other or giant rocks from like, and not like sending someone to the shadow realm. Like, I'm glad that we're getting totally realistic cartoons now.
should I care about any of that? And the answer is because Mouse wants you to. It wants you to believe that this is important. You spend a lot of time talking about these characters, about putting together the clues you need to get to the bottom of what's going on, about Jack's motivation for doing the work. He allegedly needs the money, which both leads him to taking cases and doesn't track when I'm super rich from all the killing.
You know, this is someone who unironically watches The Naked Gun and criticizes it for all the jokes and references. What? This is a investigator police movie? Man, I can't believe they killed so many people. What? That's so unrealistic. I can't believe someone handed him a coffee through the window while he's driving down the highway. That's so unrealistic.
Nonsense. You're drowning in debt, picking up small fries and petty cases.
All of that makes a lot less sense after you've gone to Tinsel Bros Studios and single-handedly eradicated the mob hanging out there, all while doing a bunch of Tomb Raider / Indiana Jones / Conan the Barbarian impressions, as everyone says you should be an actor.
So tell us, hero, what is best in life?
To grade some pawn. Watch the...
This sound, your bullshit review is actually done better at making me not trust you and actually want to play the game.
cheese melt and hear the joyful squeaks of my dinner guests.
Give this guy a week on the job as chief of police in Mouseburg would be the safest city in the world because nobody would be left alive to commit crimes in the first place. It's hard to buy into Jack as the regular guy who needs to gather evidence I'm told he is when he just wiped out the local police department, you know?
But if they're corrupt cops, you literally said in the beginning that they were corrupt cops. They're not law-abiding citizens or law-abiding policemen. Their job is to protect and serve, but they're not doing that. So, yeah, it would make sense that he would kill them in the situation of the game.
The police blockade. We sure went big on this one.
Mouse PI for Hire nails the aesthetics of both the 1930s cartoons and the detective stories that inspired it. And it's also an amusing boomer shooter that largely feels good as you're playing it. But its haphazard marriage of noir storytelling tropes and shooter gameplay are often at odds with each other in uncomfortable ways that weaken both aspects. And the writing is so busy making references to other things that it's actually painful to sit through at times. This FPS is solid enough if you just want to blast some cartoon mice and not think about it too hard, but once...
Almost like that's kind of like the gist of what they thought you would do. Like, you could be upset about the general story, but it's very obviously the story doesn't take itself seriously. It's just a fun, goofy cartoon, what you just said.
If you do, all you'll see are the seams where disparate ideas have been fused together, and no trench coat can hide the stink of that moldy cheese.
That stinko, moldy cheese. Again, this does not sound like someone that should ever review a game. This is someone that is so desperate. Again, this is called word salad, where people say shit to sound smarter than what they are, to sound clever, to sound like they're an intellectual. And instead of just, you know, being blunt and just saying shit, they literally sound more retarded than they probably are. There's no way this person plays this game and is this retarded. I can see why they've got somebody down. Why is this cartoon mouse so silly? Bro definitely needs a glass of water to wash down his water. Why did Mario jump on so many turtles? He's a plumber. Rescuing Princess isn't his job. Yeah! Why is my steak not made of vegetable? Plays mouse game. Mad at amount of cheese references. I'll take all kinds of Nor unless it's not my kind. Dude sounds like he needs therapy after watching Tom and Jerry. Who Framed Roger Rabbit would send this guy catatonic? The studio didn't pay us 6 out of 10. Yes, remember, this is the same studio that gave Marathon 9 out of 10. This is the one that has been glazing Marathon, delayed the review for Marathon, and yet has shit on every other game that's almost come out. I'm terrified to even see what the review for Pragmata was, or even Resident Evil. Like, I'm terrified. This has got to be, I think over here, Moist Critical said might be the worst review I've ever seen. It is awful. This person should never review a game again. They absolutely prove that they have no idea what they're talking about. They try to sound smarter than what they really are. It's just word salad. This is the kind of guy who thinks mayonnaise is too spicy. My man, the opera singer, was a criminal dressed as a singer. It's explained in the dialogue minutes earlier. So this guy just didn't even listen to the story. This guy didn't even pay attention to the story. They actually told you what was going on, and this guy's like, meh, I don't give a fuck. I don't know, I just hate myself. Yes, this guy put on a Muppet Christmas Carol and got mad when Kermit showed up. This dude 100% asked for his toilet consent before he said... Bro can't even watch a sunset without critiquing the lighting consistency. I don't think I need to reviews from this channel anymore. Expecting realism from a plot where you play as a mouse is crazy work. Exactly. This guy definitely eats his Snicker bars with a veiny side down. What the fuck does that mean? Translate: the studio doesn't pay us. Bro went into a rubber hose cartoon boomer shooter with a mice expecting fucking Disco Elysium. Get this guy some antidepressants. This is the kid growing up who explained how unrealistic the physics was while watching Tom and Jerry. I said, Roadrunner and Coyote. Goes to water park, complains too wet. 7 out of 10, too much water. I bet it blows his mind when he realizes when Bugs Bunny sticks his finger in the barrel of a shotgun, it blows up the gun. I hate to be this guy. Proceeds to be that guy a lot. Like a lot. My steak was too juicy. The lobster too buttery. 6 out of 10. The writing is so busy making references to other things that it actually pains me to sit through at times. Dude, you are so close to being self-aware. That's what it felt watching his video. Imagine embarrassing yourself for 10 whole minutes like this, but then imagine lacking the self-awareness to know you're embarrassing yourself for 10 minutes. Why is there shooting in my first-person shooter? I'm sure that when this guy plays GTA, he stops at traffic lights. The cartoon game is too unrealistic. The amount of times I said because it's a cartoon during the review is higher than the score they get. The boss fight in the sewers is an alligator because of course it is. I'm sorry, do you want a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex in the sewer? These are great. Fucking a boss fight in the sewers is a little alligator because of course it is. What did bro expect? I have to know the Chinese, or sorry, that's Asian. I need to know Asian. Translate. Tell me, were you unhappy as a child? Did you have no childhood? Did you never touch cartoons or play games? Did you never go to school? Fair. Thank you, translating. Dude definitely hates Mario because he doesn't get tired and drink water after he jumps. The best thing about this review is the comments. Oh my God, they're gold. It's like IGN hired a high school thespian with teen angst to review this. Holy fedora. Hey, there's people with fedoras like me that are actually critical thinkers. Why is there sand on this beach? Kills more people than my guy. They're mice. That's true. That's a good point. Mice literally scatter and literally there's a shit ton of mice. Complains the game uses too many references and allegories. Uses the most pretentious references and allegories he can think of as a core part of the review. The writing is so busy making references to other things that it's actually painful to sit through at times. Holy shit. He is so close to being self-aware. Yes. That's why I said it's called word salad, where he tries to be referential and tries to be clever and smart, and he actually just made himself look like a full retard. This review is Parmesan, really great. I can't give it a like. I would. That's great. That was unintentional. A boss fight in the sewers is alligator because of course it is. Okay. Grass is too green. 7 out of 10. This dude definitely kisses the tip of a hot dog before eating it. How come after getting shot and dying, I respond, completely breaks immersion? This guy. He probably eats bananas for its shape. Hey, Einstein, that safe puzzle you said was too easy? That's the damn tutorial. No fucking way! No fucking way! There's no way! No fucking way! That's the tutorial? Oh my. That's the tutorial? There's no fucking way this guy is that retarded. Oh my God. Tell me, comment section, how do these people have jobs? Like, generally asking, he's probably someone's son. Look how intellectual I am, quoting all these noir novels. Too stupid to understand what a cartoon is. Weapons can feel weak, especially the shotgun. Only shows clips of him easily one-shotting everything with it. I was curious about what he was talking about. Like, okay. Don't let this guy do another review in his life, please. He's definitely a Disney adult. No, if he was a Disney adult, he would know how unrealistic it was. Because let's be honest, llamas don't talk. Wait, is the Emperor's New Groove Disney? I think so. Who should we get to review this whimsical game? How about a man without a single ounce of whimsical in his soul? Concord, 7 out of 10. Ooh. The guy ended his entire career over a rubber hose cartoon boomer shooter. Weird hill to die on, but at least you're dead. This man did not just complain about ludonarrative dissonance in his 1930s cartoon style mouse-themed boomer shooter. Brother in Christ is a goddamn boomer shooter cartoon. Get a hold of yourself. Brother definitely tells treadmills, don't let them walk all over you. Okay, we've got to stop. This is going to be a long video, but goddamn, that was great. Yeah, this is why, first off, IGN's a joke, and why people are going to get to the point where they're no longer going to trust game journalists. And I think game journalism needs to die. Outside of those with inside information, they just need to fucking die. It needs to go away. We're easily replaceable by streamers now because streamers play the game, they can give actual inside information. You can actually get your own opinion by watching things. You don't need a game journalist telling you about a game, especially when they give you shit like this, because the entire time I watch the game, I'm actually convinced to buy it and play it. Whenever I'm done catching up on other games, this is a game that I'm actually going to put on my wish list because I actually do want to play it because it actually looks fun. This retard actually did the reverse of what he was trying to explain. This looks like a freaking 8 out of 10 experience for the dumb, goofy funness, and I'm excited to try it out eventually. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. You don't hate game journalists enough, and we probably should. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always,